There we go.
Good morning, pickers and grinners. Welcome to the FretJob. FretJob 2023, that is. The FretJob is a live video podcast where we dig into the bones of the guitar world and the music world, and we talk about pretty much anything with strings or anything that makes music. The FretJob is brought to you live from FretJob Guitars at 816 Stanford Road, Danville, Kentucky, Kentucky's premier guitar store and full-service luthier shop. Now, I'm going to hand it over to my co-host, the owner and professional luthier at FretJob Guitars, Mr. Brandon Edwards.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the FretJob, the first episode of 2023. My name is Brandon Edwards, and I'm the owner and professional luthier here at FretJob Guitars. I am all things courier of guitars, instruments, strings, all kinds of wonderful things here at FretJob Guitars. So make sure you come and check us out. And let me introduce you to my co-host, Jonathan McWhorter. He is one of the baddest and most greatest real estate agents to ever walk the state of Kentucky. He is one amazing ukulele player. He can play the guitar like it's nobody's business. And on top of all of that, he is one incredible person and friend, and I'm glad to be doing this with him. Let me see what's going on here. Colby says he can't hear anything, but it should be coming through. Probably just a late response. Let me double check something here. That could probably be why.
I can hear you.
Yeah, now you should be able to hear a little bit better.
What about it, Kobe?
We got it. I got it fixed, Colby.
He can't hear me.
Yeah, we got it fixed. We're good.
Okay. All right. Good.
We got a new microphone set up for me, so we've.
Let us know, Kobe.
But I think we're good and all that kind of stuff. So Colby, share with everybody. This is the new page
Right.
for the FretJob. Make sure you share with everybody. Make sure everybody knows this is going to be the new place for the FretJob. It's just a little confusing doing it on the FretJob Guitar page. This is still a FretJob Guitar podcast, but this has just got its own page, so this can grow and all that stuff. And we're always constantly working on making this the best podcast for music gear, not only in the country, but for the state of Kentucky. We want to be Kentucky's premier guitar podcast, music gear podcast, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Like I was saying a minute ago, I don't know if anybody could hear me at all, but we got a new year here, so there's going to be a lot of new things going on with the shop, a lot of new things going on, hopefully with the podcast. We're going to try to line up some new guests for this year, for 2023.
Yeah, we've already had people asking to be guests, so that's really cool. Here soon, maybe we might have a drum episode. We'll walk out the details with that. We don't know incredibly a lot about drums. I do, but it's always good to branch out, not just to guitar, too. Drums, other instruments.
Yeah.
We want to be your one-stop shop here.
Yeah, you've had drums in the shop before.
I play the drums a little bit,
Yeah.
I play drums in marching band a little bit, so I do have a little bit of love for the drums.
Yeah.
I think drums are good. So how does the
Gotta
new
have 'em.
audio for you sound, Colby? Does everything sound pretty good? You know, we both got new mics, new stuff, and we want to make sure that we sound pretty good. So we're always working. So we're gonna dive
Yeah.
into today's topic here, and we're gonna be.
We got new stuff for 2023. You know, we haven't really talked much about what you've got going for 2023 on the bench.
Let's talk about what I had on the bench starting from 2021 to 2020.
Well, I mean, you've got some guitars that'll probably be finished up in 2023 that you're working on, right?
Yeah, build wise, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, cool. Tell us a
So-
little bit about what you got going.
So there's all kinds of really cool stuff I'll say out there or mention, but I haven't got to work too much on my own personal builds. I've been trying to get stuff and get worked. I've got some really cool things that I have been working on. The problem that you come into or you run into is I do a lot of repairs. So repairs take up a lot of my time and stuff, and people don't understand here with this. I have a weird reverb effect thing going on. John,
Yeah.
he says that I've got a weird reverb thing going on. I haven't got to work too much on my own personal builds. I've been trying to get stuff and get working.
Huh. I don't.
Yeah, I don't
mean,
hear it either. It may
I
just be.
think it might be where you're in that corner, maybe.
Yeah, it may be a little something to do with that.
Yeah, we'll work on that, but I can still hear you.
Yeah, so
Plenty
another
good.
thing I want to mention is, repairs just take up a lot of time, and, I've had some incredible things on my bench, and some jobs take all day. Like, for example, last week, somebody brought me in a Fishman Fluence pickup set that was wired into a guitar, and I had to literally spend almost 2 days trying to fix the wiring, trying to find out what was wrong with it, trying to go
Yeah.
through all kinds of steps and stuff, and sometimes it can be frustrating, especially when all the wiring looks 100% correct through the diagram and what Fishman's telling you, and it's still not working right. And then stuff.
So, do you think you work mostly on electric guitars? As
I
far
work
as
on
just
I work
repairs?
on both. I mean, there's a
Oh,
spell
I know
where I
you
can.
do. Yeah.
It's kind of even. Sometimes there's a spell more acoustics than there's electric, but it's really I get to work on a lot of stuff
Yeah.
and stuff. So that's
What about the builds you got going right now? What are
I've
they going
got
to be?
I've got 3 electric builds, and I've really been trying to get those out and trying to work on them. And every time I get working 2 feet on one of these electric builds, something comes up, and stuff. And I do a lot outside of here after hours. But I've got 2 Telecasters being built, one for Jeff Stauffer, another one for Alex Miller, and then I've also got my electric build that I'm building to hang up and sell. So
Yeah.
my Frizzell original design. Then I've also got, which is really, 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 really cool, is I've also got this really just totally rad, totally cool, totally awesome, this totally awesome acoustic I'm working on too. I'm trying to get everything taken care of, everything out. And,
Yeah.
you got so many guitars you're building at one time. And I'm trying to focus on that. And I've got some longer repair jobs that I'm trying to get done and, some finished stuff. But the
Yeah.
finished stuff has got to wait a little bit because of the weather. The weather right now is
Gotcha.
just not permitted to spray lacquer, to spray stuff. And so
Gotcha.
trying to take care of that. And also another thing that I've been working on, which is really, really cool. I guess you could say I've been working on a lot of cool projects here and a lot of cool things, but another cool thing that I've been working on here is just trying to get some cool little builds out, and I really would love to have them finished. I'm trying my hardest, but you get to that point where you got to work on so many different things, and it's just like, but yeah.
Well, I've been working on looking at some acoustics here lately. I got it in my head I wanted to get a new acoustic, something different. I even had it in my head I would sell maybe my Eastman. I don't know if I'm going to end up doing that or not, but I just bumped into a cool guitar by chance. I've been spending a lot of time in Lexington,
Yes,
and because one of our loyal viewers, Richard Poole, my father-in-law, he's been in the hospital. He had a heart surgery, but he's doing good, thank God. But anyway, I've been playing, hanging around up there in Lexington a lot. So I stopped by Guitar Center and I looked at a used guitar in there. It was a Taylor 814 CE Cocobolo, Sitka Spruce. You went in there and played it. I went in there and played it 2 or 3 times. There was an issue. I didn't think of it as an issue in the beginning on the back of it.
Yeah.
Cocobolo's a really dense wood, man, and this had these really cool book match knots on the back, and it's where it was, book matched, and each knot had a void in it that was filled with, grain filler or clear. And the more I looked at it, the more it looked like a crack. The more times I went back, and I just got this complex about it. So now I'm,
So
I'm
I made a
off
trip.
the wagon.
I made a trip also to the local big box music store, and I don't really go. I don't try to support them that much, but
Yeah.
I had to get parts. So, and I made 3 trips actually because there was parts that were just super weird that I didn't have, and I was in a pinch and had to get a repair job done and couldn't wait a week for shipping.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I'll make a trip. So I made a trip yesterday, actually. I had to go find a part. I've been finishing. I went used guitar hunting, and then I also had to get another part that I forgot I needed. And I could order them, and yeah, but it just the way the shipping is, sometimes it takes a minute to get here. And so I was itching to finish this personal project guitar I've been working on building for myself. Parts caster, and so I got the parts I needed, and I said, I'll look at Jonathan's guitar one more time. So I went and looked at it, and, I caught this Alvarez, needed strings, but this Alvarez really caught my eye. And I don't know what it was about this Alvarez, but it just really caught my eye and called me, but I didn't get it. But
And this was at,
Guitar Center.
okay. Yeah, there was a couple cool Alvarez's.
There was an Alvarez with a cutaway that was just really, really incredible.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Man, one of the guitars I considered in this quest for another high-end guitar, one of the guitars that I considered was a Alvarez Yari DYM 70SB, I think it is, and it's a slope-shouldered, kind of looks like a J45, but it's a 12 fret to the body. Man,
Yeah.
that thing's wicked. But the nut is just a little narrower than what I'm accustomed to. So that's the only reason I haven't really took off on that.
Yeah, so
I'm still looking, man. I'm always looking for something just a little bit different.
yeah, for sure. And another thing, is Alvarez's are, yeah, I mean, this was like $400, but I mean, it called me out. Before you go to the big box store, make sure you always come here, because they could care less about you than they do here.
Oh, that's a fact, man. That's a fact.
That's a fact, and
The Alvarez I was looking at was they don't have it, but I was just looking at them online, and they're like $2,200.
And I could be an
Yari.
Alvarez. I'm an Alvarez dealer if I choose to be.
Yeah.
But Alvarez's are always out of stock and stuff, and I want to kind of have something different. And that's why I want my lag. It's because it's different than what's around. And I think those lags are incredible as well. People, crap, but I think those lags are great little guitars and stuff. And,
I mean, it just depends on what level of guitar somebody wants to buy, man. If somebody's wanting to go out here and spend thousands of dollars on a guitar, they're probably going to go buy a Gibson, a Martin, a Taylor, something like that.
And I noticed you guys,
most people aren't buying that.
So you guys noticed me in a new location. I redid my whole office. And one day I looked at here and I said, I want to make me an office that I'm proud of, that's nice. So I went through and I redid my office, made me a place where I could come chill out. I got a TV on the wall where I could
actually look like you're sitting in an office a little bit now. You look like you're in a position you could ponder.
Yeah, and I got my computer here and stuff, and I've got a bunch of collectibles hanging on the wall, and it's just my space at this office. To really
space.
It's my creativity space.
He's found his happy space, guys.
Yes, yes. That's the only time I found my happy place. No,
we got our cool on-air signs.
Yes.
Thank you to my good friend Eric on the on the sign. And I've got another thing I'm going to debut next episode that Brandon got me, and I can't wait to debut that.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
So
next episode, we're accessorizing here at the.
I need to get one of those too,
man.
And I'm gonna put some stuff on there, and y'all let me know. Would y'all buy FretJob merchandise if we got T-shirts and stuff? Because someone did ask that question. I'm gonna make a poll, and we're trying to get this. But would you
we
guys
might just try it a little bit, get us a little merchandise?
Would you wear like a hoodie? And we were not gonna get a lot, but try a little bit. Would you buy a hoodie and wear it and stuff? Hey, FretJob.
Oh man.
You know, you got to get your Frizzell Guitars one too, but you also got to get one. Colby said yes, he would.
Yeah, I want to dig into some new stuff for this year coming up pretty soon. Man,
Yeah.
I just I haven't had a chance to get out there and dig into
Christmas time really between both of us just was really a point, and we thought that during the end of that time we could take a little time for ourselves. And we could and then come back for the new year with a lot of new stuff.
Yeah.
We really just took time to throw up a roadblock maintenance and work on some stuff, and then come back with the ground running.
Yeah.
And we got a plan for 2023. We're going to try to know weeks in advance on episodes where we have special guests. Hopefully.
Yeah.
That'll be so you guys can prepare and you guys can know, and we can have further promoting. Then just letting you know in a week notice.
And we're
that we have a
testing
special
out
guest.
this having our own page thing. You know, this is for the FretJob. That's something different for this year too.
Yeah, for sure. It's something very different and exciting. There's a lot of exciting things here for the
Trying to
FretJob
upgrade
coming
the
up.
equipment. Brandon's got the really cool like boom arm going now, so I'm feeling really professional with that boom arm in the picture there.
Yeah, so I mean, we're working on a lot of cool stuff. Let me know what you guys want to see for the FretJob for
You got anything
2023.
new in the shop right now, hanging on the wall?
Yeah,
Anything that,
I'll talk about that in a second, but real quick, you guys let us know what you want to see for the 2023 season for the FretJob. Message the FretJob page, whatever. Tell us right now what you guys think you guys want to see for the FretJob.
yeah.
And we're going to try to work on it as best as we can. You know, so that's going to be something. That's going to be cool. I mean, you know, I've thought about some really cool things that can add to it, some demos and stuff, and how we can achieve those live.
Yeah.
So yeah, you talk about new stuff hanging. I've got a really cool Silver Angel Ken Ratliff mandolin that's hanging on the wall. It's it's been $2,500. That thing is gorgeous.
That thing's cool, man. And I got it off the wall and strummed around on it a little bit, and man, it's got some killer tone to it. And it takes, you know, mandolin's one of them things that it's got to be good to sound good. I mean, you can't hardly find just a generic mandolin that sounds good.
Oh no,
It's
for
got to
sure.
be something special.
And another thing I want to mention to you guys as well, it's like, you know, we got so much cool stuff that's coming in the FretJob, and we got a really cool Yamaha bass that's I think is killer. We've got a lot of killer instruments in the store. You know, we've got that really cool new Oscar Schmidt. So, another question. Some of you
ukulele in there.
Yeah. So some of you guys have asked the question, why did I get rid of Austin? And to the company that sells Austin, no offense, no shade thrown here, but I got some Austin guitars. The quality, it just felt super cheap, and the quality just is not. And about close to the same price, I got this Oscar Schmidt, and yeah, and that could be a good thing, Colby. That can always be made happen.
Yeah.
But you know, the problem I had is like you come in here and the quality. The neck was almost felt bare wood, satin. That's how.
Yeah.
And you know, these here got a gloss neck, a skunk stripe. These here feel and just look so much better.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the look of that Oscar Schmidt.
And that's one of the things why I switched over is the quality. I got a Telecaster style Austin, and it was just not 100%, you know, like I liked.
Yeah.
And then I found these Oscar Schmidts, and they're just absolutely incredible pieces. And I'm switching to them. I'm always looking for the brands I carry here to try to make sure I have something that I would want to buy, that I would want to play. something that other people would want too. And I'm also looking at trying to add other brands, and it takes a lot of stuff, mentally, physically, financially, to add all that stuff in.
It's not easy to set up
Yeah, so
a store, man.
And I'm working on really trying to really revamp things and really trying to take Frizzell Guitars a step above where it is now, even higher. I'm always looking at taking the store one step higher than it is. And I'm going to try to find ways to make it happen, and I'm not going to sleep until I do. That's just what you got to do.
Got to be dedicated.
I got a sign hanging here in my office. It says, if an opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. So it says, if an opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. And that's by Milton Berle, and that's a quote I've always liked. If opportunity doesn't knock, you guys got to build a door. And that's one of those things, is I've just worked super, super hard to be where we are. And yeah, so we've got a lot of, instrument-wise, cool stuff. We've got a lot of cool pedals and a lot of cool things, and it's really cool. And I'll tell you a story about yesterday. And Jonathan, you guys will appreciate this story. So yesterday, one of my customers, repair customers, I've talked to him several times. He's an incredible fella. He comes down from Casey County in the Boondocks. Well, he came down yesterday. And this is something that I always say, I always like. Yesterday he came down, and I was closed, but he came in and he sat in my office, and we sat in my office, and probably for about a good 40 minutes we talked. We just talked. It's so good. We just really could relate in so much. But not only just relating like that, it's just always incredible to me to be able to connect with the customers, to have a relationship to build with them, and to go and stuff and to talk. And it's always good to hear their stories about how they got into guitar, what got them into music, what got them into this, what got them into that. That to me is just absolutely incredible. I mean, I think that is just remarkable. I think that is great.
Well, that's how you build customers that come back. Yeah, man.
And we sit around and talk about all kinds of stuff. And one of the things he mentioned to me is, he said, what I noticed? He says that no matter who comes through your door of the store, you always treat them the same as anybody else. He said, no matter who comes through your door, he says, you always, no matter if they're a big celebrity or not, you always treat everybody the same as they're coming through the door. He said,
you gotta be, man.
And I'll reflect on this, and I'm not trying to harp too long on this, but it is important. Everybody that comes through the door here at Frizzell Guitars means the world to me. Whether you guys know it or not, or see it or not, every one of you guys mean the most to me. And everybody that comes through, I want to try to take care of the best I can, and offer the best service I can. Yeah. And that's kind of one of the things, I'll offer the best I can. I'll try to work and help with you. As long as it's willing, as long as it's able to be, and stuff. But as far as guitar wise, we've got cool things coming in and out. So, let's see here. There were some cool guitars for 2023. Did you happen to see any?
Man, I haven't had time, man. I've been
So Ibanez has got some new things. 40 new guitars coming out.
40 new guitars.
Yes. So 40 new guitars. I know Gibson's got some stuff they're working on.
So do you think that G series from Gibson, you think it's gonna stand the test of time?
What do you mean?
You think it's gonna catch on and people buy enough of them for them to keep going?
The G series?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that have G series.
Yeah, I saw some last time I was in Nashville, man. I saw them on stage in a lot of the honky tonks down there. A lot of people were playing them. The G45. That's a guitar I looked at over at.
I set one up with all walnut and stuff. So Ibanez.
That guy brought one into your shop, a G45, and we tried it.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So there's a lot of cool stuff, and tube amps will continue to be high in luxury and different things.
Is Ibanez coming out with a bunch of electrics?
Yes, I don't know if there's any acoustics in that lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah, 40. But,
wow. Man,
that's just absolutely incredible. But hopefully Frizzell Guitars will have some stuff That's what I'm trying between lessons, between all different kinds of stuff. You really have to get started on all kinds of stuff. But I'm really excited. I'm excited for what 2023 withholds for.
So you're
Frizzell guitar.
definitely going to debut some new Frizzell guitars this
Yes.
year.
I'm definitely going to make it if the Lord's willing. I'm going to bust my butt. Yes, and the thing is the USA made guitar with all solid wood that's for under $1,000 by Gibson.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
G45.
I think it's cool as all get out, and I think they're
cool.
honestly, I think they're great guitars for the guy that wants a Gibson and wants to start out an acoustic.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's the studio.
Walnut's growing on me as a tone wood.
These remind me of the studio. This is like the Les Paul studio of the acoustic guitar world for Gibson.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a Les Paul. They start out with a Les Paul Special or Les Paul. I think this, entails that range.
So, what about? Let me ask you this, and I will ask you and Colby. How would you? So, if you're going to go out and you're going to spend around $1,000 on a guitar, would you rather have that Gibson G45, or would you rather have like the inspired by Gibson all solid wood Epiphone J45 that's solid mahogany and
I don't know. I mean, it would have to be play it.
both set up well.
Both
of
set
them
up well, and I had to play them both and kind of pick which one I like. I mean, the thing is my opinion, people are gonna like because the look of the J45. It looks all flashy. Got the look of a.
It looks like the original J45. Yeah.
It is tough. I agree, Colby. So you took the words right from it, and I mean it's super super tough. I think it'd be playability and sound. I'd have to put them both side by side.
Because you're looking at walnut and spruce on the G45, and then you're looking at mahogany and spruce on the Epiphone.
Yeah, and then they talk about solid wood, but how the grade is what makes it. It's probably not a high grade. That's why they can afford that price with solid. They probably didn't use that high of a grade.
Well, solid wood's always better, though. I mean,
and
but
I would go
solid
Gibson
wood.
too because
They're
the
both
future.
solid wood.
I'm right there. I agree. I would go Gibson as well because the future value.
Yeah.
I mean, I 100%, 200%, 400% agree on that statement. I would go because of the value of that. I think it's absolutely super cool.
And I buy some guitars based on future value, but some guitars, I don't even think about that at all. And I can get a better guitar not thinking about that a lot of times.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
like in my Pono, I bought that Pono, for $1,500. I mean, if I went and bought a boutique guitar, and I'm telling you, man, it plays and sounds as good as a lot of boutique guitars that cost $4,000 or $5,000.
That Pono was great.
But I know that it doesn't have a good resale value because it's it's an Indonesian made guitar.
So I'm gonna throw up another question here. I'm gonna lay this down. All right, what do you think? Honest to God, I'm gonna lay this question down on my knees to you. Colby, what do you think? And John, I'm going to ask you, what do you predict for the music world for 2023 as far as gear? Pedal-wise, guitar-wise, what is your thoughts? It's going to be something cool that's going to come out. Microphone-wise, audio, whatever. Something music gear related that's going to come out. What do you think?
I mean, I think acoustic guitars are going to just keep doing the trend that they're doing. I think they're going to keep getting better and better and better. And the ones that are going to get better are the ones that were mediocre before, not the ones that were already good. So I think that the Asian guitar market is going to keep becoming more and more competitive with the American guitar market. Just because they can make like I said, like Eastman, man, they can make a guitar like a $3,000 guitar for $1,500.
Okay, I guess, I'm not a big 7 or 8 string. I don't like them. I'm kind of anti, and I say this, I just never seen a need for them.
Oh, I see 7 and 8 string.
I don't know, That's just not been my mojo.
It may happen.
It may happen. Every bit. It's just not my mojo.
The style of music that people incorporate those guitars, the
metal.
7 and 8 strings into, it's big time right now. So, he's probably got a point there.
And he probably does, I just don't. I just don't see it. You know, it's just not my cup of tea. But I'll tell you what is. I'll tell you what I do see. I do see some cool new microphone. I do see some cool new audio stuff for like podcast and different kind of stuff. I see Shure coming out with something that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, they're making that stuff a little easier. The podcasting gear and stuff.
Yeah, so I see something like that really cool. Yeah, Kramer, you know, is owned by Gibson,
Yeah, I've been seeing those around. Yeah,
but
bringing back. I like it when they bring back an old name, man, and make it big again.
yeah,
So
Gibson definitely Gibson better off. I think we'll see some cool new Gibson stuff like guitars. You know, they've been really diving into like old artist models, and I think that is incredibly cool. Another thing I think I'll see is I think we'll see some cool new stuff for live playing. You know, they got pedals now that can harmonize, that can, you know, all kinds of stuff that are really cool. And I think we're going to keep seeing that grow and keep seeing cool stuff. Now I think you're gonna see, and this is my prediction, and I can't say, but you know they've got the line array systems, the towers, and I think you'll see those with some of those effects like harmony and stuff for the vocals.
I want one, man.
Yeah,
I want a line array system.
My buddy Brent Kendall, he has one, and he has a JBL, like one of the nicest ones they make, and I think it's just great.
Probably a PRX one, maybe.
But I'll tell you, so I mean, I just think that's where I'm at.
Yeah,
they got
I like to have the Electro Voice one.
And they do have the same quality. I've played the Kramer under Gibson. They do have the same quality out, and which I think is super cool. And you know, we're gonna take a little. We're gonna jump back in this new 2023, but we're gonna take a pause for just a second, and we're gonna start doing this every episode. We're gonna do our local artist spotlight, and I'll take care of this week's. So we're gonna focus on a guy that I just is a real. He's a real OG. He's really cool, and he's got a great voice, and he's an incredible human being. Daniel Kane. I'm going to mention him.
Yeah.
You know, Daniel's one of my buddies. He comes in here on occasion. You know, I went and seen him at Copper and Oak here a while back. But Daniel Kane, he's going to be playing at the Nook soon. So go out and see him there. But Daniel is just one of those.
Super talented,
yes,
man.
He's super talented, but he's one of those guys that are just super humble.
Yeah.
Like, I like the fact that he's always humble. He's always got a smile and a good attitude.
I've watched tons of his video of him jamming, man, and he's really good, and he's played some good places too, some good venues.
Yes, and I mean he's just really so. We're gonna try to put a link to his stuff on the FretJob podcast, our artist spotlight.
Y'all check him out, man.
So check him out. There's so many good talent. We're gonna be featuring a lot of different local artists. You all send us in your nominations for who you think needs to be in the spotlight.
Yeah.
For sure, but Daniel Kane, you can check him out, find him. He's got like Daniel Kane Music on Facebook, I'm sure Instagram and stuff. And you can also check out his sister's place if you ever need a haircut for females or even men. Andrea Salon down there and Not Topic, that's his sister. She's another cool I want to give a shout out to on the stream. But another thing I want to mention is and we're going to try to bring some of these local artists on the FretJob to talk with them.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man.
To know their story. So that's something we're going to work on. But back to 2023. Sorry, my allergies are killing me today. My nose is all backed up. But yeah, so for 2023, I think we'll see, not only will we see some super rad and spectacular stuff, but I also think we'll see a lot of cool new stuff as well. A lot of new stuff that we haven't seen before. I think microphones, you know, there's only so far you can go. I think they'll make updated variations of microphones that are already there. You know, I think that, you know,
and they've already got a new. I'm gonna do a demo of it. We need to do a test. A matter of fact, so we can get ready to do a demo of it. But I bought that Naumann MCM 114 condenser mic that you can clip onto your guitar. It's got a little clamp hooking onto your guitar.
So tell me, what is your What is your thoughts on it so far? You've used it live. I know that for a fact.
I love it, man. It's unreal. You can literally flip that on your guitar, and in like a church sanctuary, you can put that on your guitar and sing and play your acoustic guitar, and you don't even need a vocal mic, man. I mean, it sounds really good, man. It's crystal clear. You would think you'd have to fight feedback and stuff a lot. No, it's really easy to.
So it's crystal clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
you don't hear any adulterated version of your guitar. You hear your guitar only louder. You know, that's what you're aiming for with electronics and a guitar. So
Shure makes a lot of great microphones.
yeah, Shure makes good microphones too.
What's the
Bellman is a Sennheiser brand.
Yeah.
It's made by Sennheiser, but I've got Shure mics too, man. I've got Shure wireless vocal stage mics. I forgot what the model is. They're like a PMG 58 or something like that. I probably said that wrong.
You've just got a dynamic, just straight Shure microphone too, don't you?
Yeah, I've got like old trusty an SM58 wired.
Yeah, those
mic,
are great.
I've got an SM57.
You can't go wrong with those. I'll just tell you guys, you can't go wrong.
Workhorses.
Yeah, it's like the J45. They always talked about the J45. The J45 for a long time was America's workhorse, whether people wanted to hear it or not.
It still is, man. It still is.
Definitely for sure.
In those venues down in Nashville, and you will see more J45s.
You'll see it now. I know a guy that plays out. He just got a J45. Brad's got a J45. J45s are for out. Like people say it, but I mean, people say it, but the quality of that stuff is getting so much better, and so much for Gibson.
But I believe that the body shape that your guitar is, your hummingbird body shape, I really believe your guitar is louder than a J45.
It is. I love my hummingbird, and this goes back to mention with the hummingbird. I have guys all the time that tell me, "Oh man, that guitar is just absolutely incredible. What do you want for it?" I love it. I mean, my guitar has been beat up, been fought, been thrown in the ring. It's been through everything. But my guitar has got a great, great sound to it. But the sound it's got to it is, I think, because of the age. I think because it's been beat up a little bit. It's got that age. My opinion on Gibson guitars, I think after like 5 or 6 years, they start getting an even better sound.
Yeah.
When the lacquer ages and the guitar ages.
It's got a really good strumming sound to it. It's killer rhythm guitar. Killer rhythm guitar.
Yeah, so I mean, it's absolutely.
I love it, man.
So
I need a guitar like that.
I want to say thank you to everybody that came out Friday for me and Keisha playing. That was fun. Her voice was still not 100% back. It was a little bit of a struggle.
She's been kind of under the weather.
Well, that's why we didn't do New Year's Eve party, because she was under the weather, and she's incredible, but her voice was having a little struggle, which we both was, because sickness and all that stuff, or from really cold. Her voice just completely went out, and so her voice was still not back. But once her voice gets back to 100%, man, I mean, we're working on some new material and new stuff, and
cool.
I'm glad to be a part of that project.
Yeah, good deal, man.
Yeah, it's kind of glad to be a part of that project. There's only one way to go, hopefully, and that's to go up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so have you been working on any new music projects?
No, I mean, I've got one song, man. I don't even know if it qualifies to call it a song yet. It's more of a, I've got an idea going, acoustic thing going. I don't even know what kind of song it's going to be. Right now, it's just a line, basically. It's one line. No vocals, no lyrics yet. It's one line of guitar, and it'll turn into something, or it'll fizzle out. That's how it goes with me.
Yeah, for sure. So, are you kind of still on the hump for another guitar like that? You're looking at that Taylor.
I'm keeping my mind open to getting another one, but I'm really happy with the guitars I've got right now. I've kind of talked myself into taken that stance. I'm happy with what I've got. So I'm going to have to see something that really excites me to consider it, because I've made myself a promise. If I buy another guitar, I'm going to sell a guitar.
Promises, promises.
I promised myself if I buy another guitar, I'm going to sell a guitar. So I would be sacrificing my Eastman, and I would have to see something that was really, really sweet for me to let that guitar go, because it's Adirondack. It hasn't even had time to open up yet. You know, it's not torrified, so it's got to age on its own, and I can't wait to hear what it's going to sound like 5 years from now. But I may not. If I find something I like better, I may buy it and sell that. There's another Taylor model that I'd like to look at. There's two of them. There's a 712E that's Lutz spruce and rosewood, and then there is a 414 limited edition that is California redwood top with rosewood back and sides.
Okay.
Those
So-
are some ideas I've got. And I'm not a Taylor man, but why do I keep talking about Taylors?
And here's something I'll mention. Martin's starting to come out with a lot more ukuleles. They're starting to push those. The other day, I got an ad on my TV here in the office, on my Roku.
I've got one Martin ukulele, that little vintage one that I bought off of a friend.
Yeah, so
But
I
I
mean,
like, man, Martin. I would like to buy another Martin guitar. You know, that's something that I've looked at several Martin guitars.
Ooh,
Yeah, right. I've sent you some Martin guitars that you
get a
liked,
Gibson.
that were slope shoulder dreadnoughts. You can't get a 12 fret in a Gibson unless you get a little blues guitar. I thought.
Now
about
remember that J45?
Yeah, I found like one, but it was super high. Waterloo is another company I'm going to look at.
Colby put something for you to read.
614 is the Taylor. Grandfather has one. Hey, you're right, man. They are really
right.
sweet. But here's the deal, Colby. I've got my main guitar is a Martin OMC 16E Maple, and it's basically a 614, and it's sweet, man. It's set up good. I love it. So it'd be hard for me to pull the trigger on another Maple back and sides guitar in that kind of size range, because I'm so happy with it.
Yeah, so
I'm looking for something that's 12 frets to the body, preferably a dreadnought 12 frets to the body, slotted headstock. I'm not stuck on that. I've been looking at Larrabee's, like a SD60 or an SD44R. Those are some of the models of Larrabee that I've looked at. I've considered another small body, but man, I've got my little Pono. It's small, and I'd like to have a full size 12 fret to the body guitar. So that's where I'm at, man.
yeah, so definitely make sure continue on.
Yeah, Larrabee. Yeah, I see that, Colby. I've owned an OM 03R, which was basically a satin OM rosewood, no cutaway. I love that thing, man. My father-in-law Richard, who's on here a lot, he owned it for a while too. He owned it longer than I did, but that made me like Larrabee, man. They make good guitars.
Yeah, so y'all come in
I
the
saw that too, Colby. Sweetwater's got them.
Yeah, well, sweet. I just
I don't like promoting big box stores either, man. But there's just some things.
Here's the deal with the big box.
Yeah, somewhere else.
And that's the thing. These big box stores know that, and these big box stores is part of their limitations is not to help the guy that's out here. They want to try to. And the reason, Sweetwater is one of those things where they have deals and they can let things go for dirt cheap. Well, there's a reason why they let things go for dirt cheap.
Now, that's not the reason I would go somewhere like that. I would only go somewhere like that if I absolutely had to have what they had and couldn't get it somewhere else.
Of course.
It's not about the money. I'd rather pay more and buy it at your store if I had to.
Yeah, for sure.
Than pay less and go there.
Yeah, for sure. That will be like a big help and a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Well, man, I've had a good episode. I got a couple other things I got to get to today. man, I'm glad everybody came out. I'm glad we're still doing this for 2023. We're not going to quit. We have took some days off here recently, and we're just going to try to do the Fret Job and stay as consistent as we can with it, even if we have to change the schedule. You know, we're going to try to do it the best we can this year.
Yeah,
make it the best we can.
You guys got to tell everybody you know to watch the podcast. I know, Colby, you've got music friends. You got to help us out.
We're going to start trying to get some new guests coming soon too. We're not going to put that off too long. We're going to start really thinking about who we want to bring on next.
Yeah, so you guys got to help us out. You guys have got to help share this podcast. You got to help the page grow. We're at 7 people right now who like and follow, and know we've had more. We want to see by the end of this week this thing growing. And we're not going to make it a ghost mine until Tuesday. Me and him are going to try to post stuff. We're going to try the new gear we see. We're going to try to keep it active as could be. And
yeah, that's why this will be better. It will open us up to be able to do some of that.
Then eventually we may make a group on Facebook, the FretJob group, and it could be where people can come with questions about stuff, instruments, gear. We want to be that one-stop shop. And we want to be the best podcast, the best guitar, gear, music, whatever podcast in the state of Kentucky is what our goal is right now.
Yep. Man, y'all have a good week.
Ciao, y'all.
We'll see you next time.